Hey, my name is Sarah, and today we are going to run through 5 basic yoga poses that every stiff person would benefit from. So grab your yoga blocks if you've got them. If not, that's okay, and let's get started. Okay, we're going to start in Malasana, otherwise known as garland pose or yogic squat. And it is what it's called. It's a squat. So you're going to bring your feet wide, turn out your toes, and then turn out your knees as you open up through your hips. You sink your tailbone down, and then little bonus, you can press the backs of your elbows into your inner thighs and try to keep your spine long and your chest lifted. So this is our first pose. I'm going to show it this way so you can see as well. This is great because it stretches your groin, your hips, lengthens out your spine. It's a very grounding posture. I probably do this one every day. If you'd like to use blocks in this posture, this can be really difficult for a lot of people, especially if you're just starting out. This requires pretty open hips. So if you've got blocks, you can go ahead and just pop them underneath your butt, and this is going to help you lift up higher. Okay, you can also start with your heels up, right? This is okay. You'll eventually grow the flexibility if you practice a lot to have your heels touch the ground. But if you've got like a blanket or a towel, or maybe you want to use your blocks kind of high for this, but underneath your heels, okay, that can help you to rest them there and sit up a little bit taller. Okay, from here, we move to Uttanasana, or forward fold. So you just bring your feet underneath your hips and simply just drape over your legs. Really simple, but this one feels so good. So you'll often see this in yoga practice from standing. You'll do a root to rise, and then you'll fold down into your forward folds, bringing your feet hip width in parallel. You can have a soft bend or a generous bend in your knees, and then you just allow your head and your spine to be passive and heavy here. If you'd like to use the blocks for this pose, you can bring them underneath your palms. You can even do this with one block. And again, we're just bringing the ground up to us. And you've got 3 settings here, and 3 heights to the blocks. And this is great because it creates some space between the vertebra and your spine. So it feels really good. I like to do this to release my low back if I'm having any low back discomfort. It stretches the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. Okay, from our Uttanasana, we are going to take it to Adho Mukha, or downward facing dog. So you're going to plant your palms, step your feet back, hips are up. So let's set up the foundations of down dog. You have a little turnout of your palms here so that the eyes of your elbows are forward. We're pressing into our finger pads here, releasing your head towards your thighs. And then again, knees are not locked out. They can be nice and soft or generously bent. And then allow your heels to be really heavy towards the mat. Now they don't have to touch the mat, okay? So get that out of your head right now. They don't have to touch the mat, just let them be nice and heavy. Now again, this is a full body strengthener, stretching your calves, your ankles, your hamstrings, and again, creating some space in your spine. This is a really good one also. They're all really good. Now, this is a trick I actually learned teaching barre. I've never actually done this in a yoga class, but I think it's a great little trick to use with the blocks. If you've got any wrist tension and you want to use the blocks in a downward facing dog, if you simply place them underneath your palms, that is going to shift your center of gravity back, and it's going to reduce the pressure on your wrists. Okay, so any tension there, that's also great to know. Next, we'll take it to low lunge or Anjaneyasana. We are going to step our right foot forward, bring your knee over your ankle, bring your hips forward. You can tuck your back toes or you can have them flat, whatever feels more stable, and then reach your arms up. So this is our heart opener. We're stretching our left hip flexor, our glute, our quad, inner groin. And try to relax your shoulders here. We also don't want to dump any weight into our low back and just kind of let it hang here. Drop your tailbone down. Engage your abs a little bit here to stay lifted. We'll take one more breath. And then taking it to side two. Left knee over your ankle. Your right leg is back. Our hips are forward. And then if you'd like to use the blocks here, it's the same thing. It kind of just elevates the ground, up to you. And you can use it on any height you like to help you lift a little bit higher. Maybe you reach your arms. So you've probably seen this pose a lot. It's very basic, but again, it stretches a lot of muscles and also strengthens. Let's take another breath. And the last pose we will do is reclined pigeon or Supta Kapotasana. So let's go ahead and down to your back. You can cross your right ankle over your thigh. We're gonna bring your right hand, you're gonna bring that right hand through this loop you've created and then meet it with the left as you interlace your fingers around your thigh and pull your thigh a little bit closer to your chest. So this is primarily gonna stretch your glute. I like to find a little sway here. If you'd like to deepen this stretch, you can push your palm on your inner thigh here, kind of open up, create a little bit more space in your hip crease. And make sure you're flexing that right foot to protect your knee joint. And we'll take it to side two. Left ankle over your right thigh. Bring your left hand to loop between or in this hole, and then grab your opposite hand, find a little sway, make sure that foot is flexed. I've also seen reclined pigeon, a variation where you can interlace your fingers around your shin instead. If you'd like to bring your leg a little bit closer, I think it makes it a little bit more intense, but whatever your preference. So this is a really great glute stretcher. So pigeon pose looks something like this, but I like to take it to that variation on your back reclined because that pose can be pretty challenging if you're just getting into learning how to open up a little bit more and find a little bit more flexibility. So it's a little bit more accessible on your back, and I think it puts a little less pressure on your knee as well. So where were we? Left side. Let's take another breath here. And then we will release. And there you have it. Those are your 5 basic yoga poses. You've probably seen them before, but if you practice them every day, which I encourage you to do, that consistency is really going to pay off. So thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon.